All right, everybody, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you all joining me tonight. It is 9 p.m. It is January 28th, and we are going to play some Alpha 67 points Singleton. So, I appreciate everybody who is here in the stream today. Welcome to the stream. You can join me for my regularly scheduled stream each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. So every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. you can join me, and we have a good time then. Also coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, that's 9 p.m. Central European time, we've got a match between Simon Christie and Kevin Shermadam for 7 points Singleton. This is the top 4 of that tournament, so we're definitely looking forward to that. With me on stream tonight, I have a special co-host tonight. We have Brian Weissman joining us for commentary. So the two of us will be joining the players in just a moment for commentary, and we should be getting the games here going in just a moment. So, gentlemen, hey, thank you all for your patience, and thank you very much for waiting. I appreciate it. Hoping you all are having a good night, and thank you for allowing me to stream the match tonight. All right, gentlemen. So we went over a little bit of Alpha 40 with Brian's audience, and I'm going to do a little bit. Sorry, Alpha 60 with Brian's audience, and I'm going to do a little bit for my audience. All right. So this has been the first tournament, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the first one.
And can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then, so this is the finals of the inaugural tournament.
Yep.
I gotta try to message Rich here.
Okay. Okay. So we are, you guys can go ahead and get started. Who did you guys determine who was going first?
Yes. Kip's going to go first.
Okay. Kip is going to go first. All right, and it's best 2 out of 3, no sideboards.
Yeah, I can see his thing moving here, but I don't have the ability to actually hear him.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good
All right,
Aha, so they're anteing, and look at that. Wow, that is such bad luck. Dare antes his ancestral recall.
I got a swamp.
All right. I hope I win this game.
Okay, I'm back here. I was just going over some things with the players. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. I couldn't hear you before. I figured you were just chatting with the players
Yep.
right there. That's fine. I was
Yep.
kind of just filling dead space. Look at how unlucky that was.
Yeah,
When
that
you're talking
ancestral
about-
recall as the ante is pretty ridiculous.
Pretty ridiculous, exactly. This is sort of the reason, and he's got a mulligan too. Sort of the reason why doing best 3 out of 5 in the finals when you have an anti-format is kind of generally a good idea, and this is something they can certainly reevaluate and revise. But look at the asymmetry of ante. This is one of the primary reasons why early players. Rich, when did you start playing the game? Actually,
I first started playing at Ice Age. So
Nice.
when it came to these
Late
cool
95?
cards, I didn't own any of them back in the day.
No worries.
So you get that powerful nostalgic feeling in 2 different directions. One is it does harken back to an era when these cards were relatively commonplace to see people play with, but also that kind of yearning that you felt of wanting to have them at the time.
Right. Like I didn't own my first dual land until 1997.
Crazy, yes. Yeah, it's so funny how just your timing of when you came into Magic, even a couple of months could really make the difference between whether or not you had access to any of these, actual power cards and the cards that are evocative of that period of time. Okay, so it looks like Kip is going first. He's just playing a mountain. Dare had to mulligan 6, but we're using the London mulligan rules. A few other things. Alpha 40 Singleton or Alpha 60 Singleton uses mana burn, and cards again play as they were printed.
Yeah.
Plus, Alpha had a few cards that were left off the sheet by accident. Famously, Circle Protection Black and Volcanic Island were both left off the sheet, and they're both legal cards in the format.
Right. Importantly, their cast is written, so that means that Elvish Archers is actually a 2/1, and Cyclopean Tune unfortunately costs 4. It's not free.
Yeah, exactly. At 0 mana, that card is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it looks like Kip has played a turn 3 Uthden Troll and has elected to play it against red mana without the ability to regenerate. What do you think about that decision there?
Right there, that Side Blast is the exact reason not to. And the fact that Dare's playing blue and red and has removal of both colors. So Kip's paying for it now. But that also means that...
may not have a second mountain too.
Right.
Yeah.
That also means that, that Side Blast isn't going to be around for later on in the game. So if a bigger threat comes out, then that could end up being good for Kip.
Yep. There's Rocket Cure Ridges. Looks like it's DOA to Lightning Bolt.
3/3 flyers for 4. You got to love it.
Yeah. It's so funny how Flying Hill Giant in Alpha is actually quite a beater. There's the second mountain. So both players have actually gotten rather lucky in that they've both drawn double color, and down comes Mr. Juggernaut. And it's funny that Juggernaut is, in my opinion, a card that is just a little bit too frail for regular old school, given the predominance of bolts. You know, that there are decks running around that run steel artifact on. Yeah, another card that you just don't see very often in most constructed formats, and that card is an all-star in both this format and regular 7-point Singleton. There are so many good artifacts. In fact, some of the best cards in the format are artifacts.
Right.
And the ability to steal it, and the inability to get rid of the enchantment. All right, Dragon Whelp comes down. It's not going to be able to trade with the Juggernaut for a turn.
And there isn't a lot of artifact removal. So, you know.
Yeah, there really isn't. I mean, at least
stealing the artifact is just as good as getting rid of it.
Yeah, well, double the impact, right? Generally, your opponent has to invest in getting rid of their own card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like Dare's draw has been extremely cohesive. He plays his own Dragon Whelp.
Yeah. Chat was asking about the ante. It's mock ante. They have to exile the card for the duration of the game, and if they win, they get to put it back. If they lose, then they've lost it for the entire match. They don't actually have to give it to anybody, though.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, Dare really, really, really wants to win this game, given the fact that he's got literally the best card in his entire deck in the ante.
Right. And
a card that he invested 4 of his 7-point budget into that, too. Looks like there's no attack from Dragon Whelp, which I have to say I agree with. This is a huge risk, though, because if Dare does have removal for it or an Icy, the game's going to be over in a hurry. That's an attack for 7 damage.
Swing it in for 7.
Yeah, it's going to be over real quick. Yeah, one big problem with black-red is that a lot of black's removal cards, like, for example, Terror, don't interact with artifact creatures, or black creatures for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
6 mana here. What has he got that he could play? Something maybe like Nightmare, perhaps, or Shivan.
Looks
like it's Shivan.
That's a good one, but Icy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shivan's just going to get tapped, and he's going to have to chump block the Juggernaut with Dragon Whelp, which is just a terrible position to be in.
Yeah. I don't envy Kip right now. Well, I mean, I do envy that pretty sweet signed Melissa Benson Shivan Dragon.
Yeah, I noticed the silver ink on that. It's a beautiful card. Signed Melissa Benson Alpha Shivan. Something you don't see very often. 3 cards in hand for Kip over there. Looks like Dara has a similar amount. Yeah, Icy Manipulator is another one of those just absolutely back-breaking effects in this format and in the regular Singleton format. The card is just supremely powerful. Of course, he's tapping Shivan. These guys both attack.
And he has to block because 1 pump on the Dragon Whelp is enough to kill him because he's only at 8.
Exactly, yep. Mm-hmm. So he looks like he's just pumping. Oh, so he blocked the Whelp.
He blocked the Whelp. Like. All right.
Yeah, it's just a little strange decision. I guess maybe that's just to force his opponent to play more mana and then disintegrate for 3. What a draw from Dare. Blue-red just crushes black-red in the first game. Even with a mulligan, and he breathes a sigh of relief, I'm sure, to get that Ancestral, which can't jump back into his deck quick enough.
While they're shuffling up, I'm going to bring up a couple of things with the rules. So, again, we already touched on. Cards are cast as written, so the mana cost that is in the upper right-hand corner, that's what we've got. They use the current Magic rules. Mana Burn exists, the Mock Ante. Alpha cards only, plus Beta Volcanic and Beta COP. And then,
interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. And now I'm bringing on the points list as well so that people can see that.
Yeah, please bring that. That'd be great.
So we've got the 10 dual lands at 1 point, as well as Winter Orb, Wheel of Fortune, Time Twister, Regrowth, Balance, Dark Ritual, Fireball, and Mana Vault. And then at 2 points, we've got Armageddon, Brain Geyser, Black Vice, and Channel. At 3 points, we have the 5 Moxen, Demonic Tutor, and Time Walk. And then at 4 points, we've got Lotus, Soul Ring, Contract from Below, Mind Twist, and Ancestral Recall.
Yes. Yeah, it's. I think I was looking at the points list. I think I think that Moxes should also be budgeted at 2. That's a change that's, I think, already been enacted. Or maybe not, actually. They've been shuffling things around. I think Time Walk got dropped down to 2. And I think Black Lotus was demoted to 3 points.
That was in regular old school 7-point Singleton, not in Alpha 67-point Singleton. So
yeah, I can't say that I agree with the decision to make dual lands cost 1 point. The fact fact that they're already restricted by default, and the fact that you're not really going to realistically be able to run a 3-color mana base in alpha only because of how many of the cards that are good cost double colors. Both of these decks are just filled. All the powerful spells cost double for the most part. Right. Nearly all of them do. If you think about, while the shuffling, I can bring up this deck again. So, for example, over here, looking at Dare's deck, he has Brain Geyser, Counterspell, Mahamoti Jin, Air Elemental, Vesuvan Doppelganger, Steel Artifact, Control Magic, all at double blue. And in his red, which he's budgeted a little bit better, he has Fork, Shivan Dragon, and Dragon Whelp at double red. And that means that trying to slot a third color into the deck is likely just futile. You're just going to wind up running into unnecessary mana problems and just weakening your deck overall, which means that you're not going to play any dual lands anyway if they cost a point, because every functional spell matters so much more. Looks like they're still in the process of cutting. So I'm going to jump over to this deck over here. It looks, and I remember looking at the black-red deck. It has sort of a similar number of doubles, but it has a lot of cards because it's black that are very dependent on heavy black mana. He's got Power Surge, Nether Shadow, Raging River, Hypnotic Spectre. I mean, Frozen Shade might as well cost double black or triple black.
Right.
Dragon Wall, Keldon Warlord, Sengir Vampire, Shivan Dragon, and of course Nightmare, which is looks like they're doing anti again. There's a Spectre versus
Chaos Orb.
Oh, that's Chaos Orb. Man, Dare's very, very unlucky with the anti so far.
But at least he won that Ancestral back, right?
Yeah, he did win the Ancestral back. And if you're going to choose between the two cards to have in the ante, although he's got to be happy to have to not face Hypnotic Spectre. That's also a total nightmare card for blue red to deal with. And looks like Dare's keeping his hand. Kip is considering. Oh, looks like they kicked out. Whoa, it's interesting. Kip elected to draw. What do you think about that decision, Rich?
I really like the concept of drawing first with aggressive decks. When you have the aggression, get that little bit of card advantage that you can. It was something that Dave Price used to talk about all the time back in, talking about in 1996 and 97, and people thought he was absolutely insane for it. But
yeah, Dave Price, the player from the team from New York, who famously won the Tempest Constructed Pro Tour with a mono red deck that was extremely innovative. I actually was at that event playing a miserable 3-color deck that just lost automatically to red. That format was defined by the card Curse Scroll, which is so funny because in modern cubes and stuff, Curse Scroll doesn't even show up, but it was so good back then. All right, down comes Royal Assassin, one of the super all-stars of black in alpha. And Royal Assassin and Shivan Dragon were the original chase cards when those sets came out. I remember hearing about crazy trades involving 10, 15, 20 dual lands sometimes for a Shivan Dragon or a Royal Assassin. The cards were that coveted.
In late 1997, I spent $120 to get a beta Ancestral Recall, and that isn't the most insane story out there. When I first started, it was 4th edition in Ice Age, so a lot of the luster had been worn off those sweet old cards, and I hear these stories of back in the day of these trades, just like you're talking about with the huge trades for Shivan Dragons or for Royal Assassins or even for Nightmare. But
all of those big iconic creatures. Look, we got Control Magic coming down on the Royal Assassin, which is probably not the perfect thing he would have wanted. He probably would have preferred to Steal Artifact on Jam Day Tone. It's definitely not the kind of card you want to be facing down with blue-red, but the tempo here is big, and maybe that Kip doesn't have the opportunity to really use the tome for a little while because he has to contend with the other things that are in play.
Yeah, Kip playing a Orcish Artillery and Dare reminding him it only costs 2.
Yeah, but he's being reminded so he doesn't take mana burn.
Yeah.
That in fact the card only costs 2 mana. And a Scepter. Well, he's got the amazing Artifact Duo.
Yeah.
Which of course
it's got cards you love. I know you love those cards. There's the Ancestral.
From there. Holy moly. Ancestral Recall as well. That's going to be backbreaking, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it's in Dare's favor all the way now. Kip basically took 2 turns off by casting the 2 artifacts, and because of it, Dare has creature superiority, and he's got that card advantage from the Ancestral Recall.
All right, so the rock's smashing in for 3 more damage.
Kip's down at 14 now.
Yeah,
See, on paper, I wouldn't have thought that it would have been this lopsided.
Yeah, well, the thing is, getting back to what I was saying about how these decks kind of play like super good draft decks, and if you look at just where the power is in this old alpha set, there's a massive predominance of power in blue, red, and black. Green has some fatty creatures, but without the removal that's afforded by red and black, often your fatties just kind of sit around looking at Goblin Bloom Brigade is just so outclassed. Your fatties just sort of sit around looking at flyers and regenerators. You can't really do much. Red has all the great removal. Black has removal as well as discard and tutoring. And then just blue's cards are just superlative. They're just the best things.
Right.
So, like you pointed out when we first started, if you're going to be playing in the format, you probably just want to be playing blue at a minimum because even though there's a points list, you just get access to the best cards that exist almost to this day. I mean, Ancestor Recall, literally the best card ever printed that's legal. I mean, Contract from Below outshines it, but that's only in this odd format. These two things are smashing in here for 8, and not really in a great position.
All right, so he's activating the artillery, probably doing 2 points to something, and then block. And then is he going to block? You think? Oh no,
yeah, I think
he just did it. He did it right to the Royal
Yeah.
Assassin. Oh, see, I would have thought that maybe he would have done 2 points to one of the attackers and then blocked with a Goblin Balloon Brigade.
Absolutely, I think that would have been the correct play. Just shooting the assassin, taking 3 from his own artillery, and then taking in unless he chump blocks here. Oh, he's okay. He's
Howl from Beyond.
Howl from Beyond. I assume on. Oh my God, what a blowout!
Oh wow.
That is just, and that's. I assume he at least declared a legal block before he did that.
Yeah. And, I mean, Dare was holding up double blue after last turn, so he probably has a counterspell in hand anyway.
Yeah, an incredibly risky play. And if he was going to, I mean, really, what can he do, right? He's just reduced to whenever you're using Howl from Beyond defensively, you're in a pretty terrible position. Right now, Dare still has a loaded hand. He may even have a counterspell in hand here. And he's facing down lethal damage with 2 useless artifacts on board. I just think that black-red is generally just outclassed by what blue-red can do. He's drawing a card
with the tome.
Desperation. I think we're about to see a handshake.
Right.
This is kind of perfect situation where the blue-red deck, if you're holding even Spell Blast here, you can just stop any resistance. He's got Shatter. Yeah, so Spell Blast.
Yeah,
that'll be GG.
He was representing that counterspell for a couple of turns, so that's unfortunate. Skip had some pretty terrible draws this match.
Yeah, and Dare's draws were just perfect, even with the mulligan. And that is it.
That's it. All right, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to talk to the players.
Yeah, all right, go for that. I'll talk on my thing since you'll probably be muted. All right, so I think that Rich has stepped away here. I'll just talk about the format a little bit more. So this is an interesting experimental format. I think that
we were expecting
without the
Kip
deeper
didn't
card
get
pool
very
that's
good
afforded
draws.
by regular 7.0 Singleton, which I've been discussing at length before. I think that
especially
maybe there's a little bit
very
less wiggle room, and the format may prove to be
I
a
was
little
really
bit
hopeful
uninteresting.
that
They're
first
certainly going to
time
have to
when
do a
I
lot
saw
of
your
innovation
Ancestral.
with the points list, I think, to make it interesting, because otherwise you're just going to see decks like what
Dare,
Dare's playing, a blue-red value deck filled with all the
some
best
kind of
things in
second
blue
thoughts about playing
and all of red's
for the
efficient
mock
removal.
ante
This deck just
when that
strikes
ancestral
me as
recall
being
was
the
revealed.
obvious choice.
It would
I
definitely
know
didn't
that
feel
Rich
fair
talked
when he
about how he
revealed
thinks
Swamp and
white
I
is
had
good,
Ancestral
but
for sure. But I was glad it was
white-
mock ante, obviously.
harkening back to what I was
definitely
saying
so,
about
'cause
how
if it were traditional
if you
ante,
compare
that
this
would,
to just
have
draft
been,
or sealed deck,
pretty terrible.
white is just
Absolutely.
with the
And
exception
then,
of a couple of rare
the
cards,
hits
white just doesn't
kept
have
on
much to
coming
do. White's
when,
creatures are so
you had to
mediocre,
ante that
with the
Chaos
exception
Orb
really
as
of the
well,
Sarah
so
Angel and
might as
maybe
well,
Wall of Swords, which is just
you know.
entirely defensive. All of the good white stuff is when you have
Yeah,
white
I
cards.
told
in
Kip that I was
multiples,
actually
lots
glad
of
to see
disenchants,
his
lots of
ante
Sword
more in the
Splashers,
second
lots
game
of
because
Divine
an early
Offering and so
Hypnotic
on.
Spectre that I don't have an
As
answer
Singleton,
for is
white is
really the worst thing for this deck. So I felt pretty lucky. I didn't mind ending the Chaos Orb as long as because Kip hit the Hypnotic Spectre and protected me from that.
Sorry about that, guys. I goofed up. Yeah, so Kip, on paper your deck looks a hell of a lot better than how it performed today. So do apologize that that is kind of a beating on to have to take. You had some good cards and it looked like you were doing some good things. It's just Dare stealing your stuff. That wasn't very nice of him. And he got to do all the fun things and you didn't.
I know, right? Well, sometimes it works out that way. It is what it is. But super fun. I mean, I really like this format. I think the variety is great because we're seeing some cards that we're not seeing in A40. So really enjoyable games, and yeah, I hope more people get in on it. It's a good time.
Well, I appreciate you guys allowing us to stream. This is, this was a first for me. I mean, Kip messaged me the other morning, and I misunderstood what he said when he was talking about Alpha 60,
Yeah,
and
you
I
probably
was
didn't even
thinking
know
that
it was a
he
thing
meant
yet.
Alpha 40,
So
and miss a little bit of a miscommunication there, and lo and behold, 2 days later, here we are. We're streaming some Alpha 60 on my channel for the first time.
it worked out perfect. It was great.
Yeah, I'm liking the shirt there, Kip, the Zelda shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the chat was rooting for Dare. No offense, Kip, but there were a lot of people in chat who were rooting for Dare, and
I told all my friends to come watch, so it's just because they're my
that was
friends.
Good you
there we
announced it.
go.
That was perfect.
So it's nice to have some friends, friends in low places, right?
Right.
That's right.
All right. So, hey guys, I do appreciate this. So you guys have a great night wherever you guys are. And I'm hoping that this can be the beginning of some more streams for this kind of format, because this was definitely fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to do it in the future.
Oh, look at that. Hi, girls.
This is my cheering crowd, so all good. All right, well, you guys have a good night.
All right.
You too.
See you guys later.
Thanks,
Take care.
Rich.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can bring Brian back in here, because sorry about that little goof up there. But thanks everybody for joining the stream, and Brian, I just wanted to say thank you for joining the stream today. I really appreciate your insight. Oh, and it's not letting me. Nope. No. Well, we're trying. We're trying. Interaction required. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you again.
Sorry about that. I want to say thank you for joining the stream. I appreciated your insights today, and you and I will be streaming again tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be doing some of the 7 Point Singleton. That's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, so that's noon your time.
Yep.
At 9 p.m. Central European time. So that should definitely be some good times there as well.
Do you know which match we're going to be watching?
We will be. We've got Simon versus Kevin tomorrow, and then on Saturday, if you are available, we are going to do the other match between Dave Firthbard and I'm sorry, I forgot who his opponent is.
Yeah, so those are those both semifinal matches? I guess
those are both semifinal matches, and on Sunday.
Yeah.
On Sunday is on Timmy Talks is the finals.
Excellent. Okay, so I'll coordinate with him. I wasn't sure if you were if you had arranged anything with him, but I'm happy to coordinate with him. But that'll be really cool. Okay, so tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, tomorrow at noon your time.
Okay.
And then the match on Saturday is dependent on you. The players are open for anything. So it just depends on your schedule, and I didn't want to vouch for you. I have to be done by 12 o'clock your time on Saturday, so I'm not sure if how that works with you. So
okay, that's fine. I can. I'm trying to think. It's just the best 2 out of 3. So probably if we budget maybe an hour and a half, if we get them started at 10:30.
Okay. All right. We've added you to a chat, so you can let them know that, and we can get that going. That's not a problem.
Yeah. Let's schedule. Let's tentatively schedule. And plus, Dave is playing a white weenie deck, which can win games in like 3 minutes. So there should be more than enough time if we start at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday for to cover that match in its entirety. Yeah,
definitely so. All right. Well, thank you again, sir. And I hope you enjoyed those games. I was hoping that there were going to be a little bit longer.
More than like
But,
5 turns.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. Chat wants to know if we're going to get you on video. And the answer to that is probably no, because of the logistics of getting 3 separate video feeds is really, really tough. I'm not going to say no 100%, but tentatively no. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Well, it's something we can look into for subsequent broadcasts. We can figure out a way to finagle
Yeah,
it. But
we might be able to do something.
Yeah, I've got a full video of all the broadcasts, basically from the point when I started recording up until just after you took off. I just talked. I did a little post-mortem and did an outro. So I'll post that up on YouTube, and I'll link it to in the Alpha 7 Singleton in both the Facebook groups for both Alpha and regular.
Sure.
For people who might be interested.
Well,
all right. So tomorrow at noon.
All right, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep, I'll be on a little bit earlier, and we can chat from there. Thanks so much, Rich.
Take care. Bye.
Okay.
And with that, I want to say thank you to everybody for joining the stream today. I do appreciate it. Again, my regularly scheduled stream is each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday night gauntlet. So don't forget to follow, turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live. And then tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 9 p.m. Central European time, we've got a good 7-point Singleton match between Simon and Kevin. So do not miss that. I appreciate everybody who is still here. Please stick around for the raid. I definitely appreciate it, and the other streamers do as well. So thank you very much, and we will see you tomorrow.